And this final news topic, it is, the embargo lifted on Switch Paper Mario this week, and or Mario, as they say.
Mario.
Tom, you looked at that one as well, right?
Yes, for the remit of a preview check, we can actually see up to Chapter 3, which is, loads of the game. It's a huge ton of the game, so I've only played up to Chapter 1. But it's a remake of the GameCube original, Paper Mario and A Thousand Year Door. It's a classic, well-beloved, and in the comments for the trailer that went live announcing it, it's flooded with praise, like words like, "Oh, this is the happiest day of my life." All these sorts of things. I'm in tears. So people love this game. This is a big deal for a lot of people who grew up with the GameCube and Paper Mario. The Thousand Year Door is arguably the best in the series.
Now for a different reason.
Which segues into the point. We have 30 FPS on the Switch version. That was not the case on the GameCube version. It was 60 there. And that was raised in as a suspicion when the trailers went out. And people thought maybe the trailers encoded at 30. Maybe things will be all right when the game comes out. But no, I will confirm now it is 30 on Switch. And what can you say? The game, I showed some comparison footage to you two. I don't know if you had a chance to see it. But
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it's not just a direct port, so we got to give them credit for upgrading some of the visual features. I think some of the things you might notice, the reflections are much better. Like they're using SSR, or I'm pretty sure SSR there. They've added ambient occlusion across the board. Everything has deep pockets of shade. Everything, the lighting is much, much better. Textures, everything. They've done Intelligent Systems, the original developer who did the original game, have gone back and reworked this thing, and they've done a proper job. And I think the closest parallel we can draw is with Mario RPG, which John covered, another Switch port, this time of a SNES game, where they did a similar job on that. They added great looking reflections and improved shadows, AO, and in that case, they had the frame rate jump between 30 and 60. So it was unlocked to 60 and it would just waver up and down. So here they've gone with their Intelligent Systems have gone with the opposite route by just capping at 30, and maybe that's the right call. One other thing, it runs at 900p. I did another check, and it's 900p with no anti-aliasing, so it's
Nintendo Special.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
A Nintendo Special, yeah.
No anti-aliasing.
I guess one last thing to say is that Intelligent Systems, they've got history for this. I'm not sure it was them that did it, but they originally made Advance Wars 1 and 2, and the reboot version of that on Switch also capped at 30. So there is a thought that my Eurogamer editor, Tom Phillips, raised to me, which is the timing of this port was interesting. That the release date for Paper Mario on Switch was 2024, TBD for the month though. And it's very possible that they had a future Nintendo console in mind, as will many projects being built, being made with a 2024 target that we'll see coming out this year on Switch. And instead, we've got a Switch version, and you have to wonder if the next Nintendo console, Switch 2, would have targeted 60 for it, and that they released it as is 900p 30 on Switch, just to, because they needed to fill a space in the release schedule. So that's where this game is. I think the visual upgrades look great, but I don't know. Yeah, what did you guys think of the situation?
Looks to me like the assets have been quite substantially redone.
Yeah.
And the renderer is a lot better. It's a lot more advanced, a lot more modern looking. 30 FPS is a bit of a blow, though, isn't it, really? I mean, I guess it's only really impactful on scrolling, really.
Yeah,
but even so, the concepts that you're, a machine from so many generations ago has double the throughput of the current one is a bit of a blow, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think the game looks fantastic, though. I'm not sure the frame rate's going to have too much of an impact on the enjoyment factor of playing through it.
I think, there are two parts to an RPG like this. There's the exploration where you are scrolling constantly, and so that's a bit of a downer. I noticed it just like walking left to right. But then in battle, you are in a static camera view and you're jumping on Goombas' heads and things like that. And there you need to time your input perfectly with an A press to get an extra critical strike or defend. But to be honest, it didn't really affect the timing because I think even at 30, the window for getting the input right is so wide and generous that I didn't have any issues with that at 30. So it's really just the scrolling stuff. Bit of a shame, but hey, it looks great.
Anything to add, Alex?
No, I mean, I think if I had a remake of a game, I'd want it to be at the same frame rate as the original or better. So,
yeah.
It's hard to think that it's a CPU limitation in this case.
Yeah, otherwise they could have just dipped the res to like 720, right?
Yeah.
Would that be so bad? I hope not.
Well, the thing about the Switch, of course, is that it is essentially an open platform, so there's going to be mods that are going to be unlocking the frame rate and probably tweaking the resolution. We'll probably get some answers on that in due course. But I think the game looks really, really handsome, even if it is at 900p. I think we should be rolling out some coverage of this sooner rather than later. But
yes,
okay.
Yeah, I think we'll hold back on for the full review, but it's looking like a really interesting one.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I'm just looking at the comparison video you supplied. You've done 14 minutes of assets, so we should probably use them at some point.
Probably.
Okay, fair enough.